This is Julian.
And this is Shane.
And we are sometimes...
No, this is a Spider-Man podcast now. Because Spider-Man just came out, and I want to talk about Spider-Man.
Okay, well...
We are no longer Sometimes a Podcast. I denounce it.
Okay.
But also...
What are we going to be called now?
No, it's okay. We're still Sometimes a Podcast.
Okay.
Because I actually kind of like that name. But we're Sometimes a Podcast, a Spider-Man podcast.
Okay, well...
Yep.
Fair
no,
enough.
Listen. Okay, so
sometimes this is a Spider-Man podcast.
Sometimes it's a Spider-Man podcast now. All right. So listen, Spider-Man just came out, and do we have to do anything before? No, fuck it. We're personal. This is my personal.
Yeah, this is really personal.
I'm personally talking about Spider-Man.
I feel it deep down.
Okay, listen. I've seen a lot of Spider-Man. All right. I've read comics. I've seen movies.
Made hentai.
Written some fanfics. I had some pretty good dreams.
Uh-huh.
And Spider-Man's my favorite. But let me tell you, out of all of those, this new Spider-Man game, Spider-Man 2018, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best Spider-Man cast I've seen in any.
I didn't realize it was out already.
Oh yeah, it came out. Today's like the 17th, right?
Day.
No,
the 17th. It's the 14th.
It's the 14th. So
not that far off.
it came out Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 7th.
Yeah. So it's been about 10 days.
Did you finish it?
I finished it,
Oh.
and I cried.
Did you finish?
I think I did at least once or twice. Let me tell you, this game doesn't only let you play as Spider-Man, which is the best part.
Tell me, does it make you feel like Gwen Stacy?
It makes you feel like Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus with the 5 arms?
Yeah, that's the name. Sake. There, you nailed it. Dr. Octopus, because he has 5 arms.
By the time you're done with him.
So, like, in this iteration, I'm trying not to, like, I don't want to spoil anything, of course, because I'm not like that, but they took out Kraven from the normal Sinister Six, because the Sinister Six is Doc Ock, Vulture, Scorpion, Rhino, Doc Ock, Scorpion, Rhino, Vulture, Kraven, and I think it's not Osborn.
All the best animals.
There's one more, but I forget, because it's not that important to me.
Now I have a question. How come they didn't just make him Doc? Like one word.
like a hyphen?
Yeah,
like
Doc.
D-O hyphen
Or maybe
okay.
even Duke.
Duke. Like a kick-ass Duke. Yeah.
Duoc.
Duoc. I don't know. I guess that's something you could ask them when you get up there.
They need some more R&R.
They do.
What? R&D.
R&D. Oh, yeah. They needed to think about it a few. They really needed to run it through the printer a few more times. Mm-hmm. The ink didn't come out quite right.
This brand new property that they've concocted.
Yeah, this new Spider-Man thing. I don't know if it's really going to take... Anyway.
You know, he was in the new Avengers movie, and I think he's going to stick around.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. I mean, he's a new guy, but I'm sure we'll find a place for him. So...
In our hearts and in our...
They took out Kraven. And they replaced him with...
Raven?
No, he's like a sword wielder. I don't know too much about him. I just know he's kind of a big, powerful guy. He has a sword. But they replaced him with Mr. Negative.
Of course.
Yeah. And, I mean, honestly, it's the best I've seen Mr. Negative. Like, he's really cool. Martin Lee.
I don't think I've ever heard of that guy.
What's
his gimmick?
He pretty much prays to an old demon god, and it gives him powers.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, right? Every night I do.
Still don't have the powers, but I do have weird dreams.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We'll get around to that.
But, so, if he feeds on his anger
mm-hmm.
and like bonds with this god, he pretty much unleashes, like, a negative version of himself. Because normally he's a super positive dude, but when he like, lets into his anger, he pretty much, his whole body, like, turns negative. Like, it's like black and white, like a negative, you know, like, like, intracolored.
Now, why would he do that if he's so positive?
It's like a big ruse, almost. I turned you off.
So he's like fake positive?
He's like fake positive, exactly.
Does that mean he's fake negative?
No, he's super negative.
He's real negative.
He's real bad negative.
So it's a real dichotomy.
Yeah, that's a word I'm not sure I know.
It just means like a divide where there's two things. Like our political spectrum is a dichotomy.
Oh.
Or like some people believe that gender is a dichotomy. where there are only two options.
Oh, okay.
Die being the operant.
That makes sense. Oh, Electro. Duh.
Electro.
I'm a big dummy idiot. I couldn't remember the last one.
Okay, so as a big Spider-Man fan, what do you think of the movies that came out before Homecoming?
Ooh, see, I was about to get to that.
Yeah. With Electro and...
So, like, this version of this game, like, they did everything perfect, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. They did Peter perfectly. They did Aunt May perfectly. Spider-Man was perfect.
Peter perfectly is one of the best characters.
Peter perfectly. They didn't care about Peter Parker's parents, like Ultimate Amazing Spider-Man 2. Apparently, the Amazing Spider-Man franchise with not Tobey Maguire. What was the other? Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield movies super care about his parents for some reason.
Oh yeah, they went into that.
Yeah, like his parents his dad made the spiders. Like what? Why? Yeah. Who? See, that's what I like about Spider-Man.
Someone has daddy issues.
You're supposed to believe that like Peter Parker is such a normal guy. You're supposed to believe with Spider-Man that this is just something that could happen to anybody. Peter was just the one it happened to, and he took on the responsibility.
He's also like a super smart nerd.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
I mean, like if I had the powers, I wouldn't have created the web shooters. I'd just be like crawling on walls guy.
But even that's something, right?
The amazing stick. He sticks to anything, and anything sticks to him.
You throw him at anything, oh boy, he'll stick.
You're rubber, he's glue. Whatever you say to him sticks with him forever, and he internalizes it into a lifetime of depression.
And then he turns into a villain, and now Mr. Stick is a villain, and his name's Dr. Stick now.
Dr. Stick.
Have you ever noticed when they turn into villains, they're either usually like great or doctor or like Mr. It's always like...
It's always like this figure of authority.
Yeah, man, I want to be a villain.
Or like President Trump. Wait, no, that's political.
Wait, hold on a second. But like, so it just shows that a team went into like making this. It's almost like a movie. You just get to play every once in a while too, and have some cool action scenes.
Kind of like Metal Gear Solid, except that's mostly a movie.
Yeah,
and you get to
play
occasionally.
And Spider-Man's good. And Spider-Man's, a good game.
But you don't think Metal Gear Solid's a good game?
No! I just...
Okay. Wait,
don't think it's a good game.
Okay.
No, Metal Gear Solid's
It's a fun movie, though.
It's a fun movie. I've only played Snake Eater, or whatever, Peace Eater, or Peacekeeper.
Peace Eater? PC Eater?
Snake Piece.
Snape Eater?
Yeah.
It's a Harry Potter crossover.
It is.
Where he just murders all of the faculty.
Metal Gear Snape Eater. There's a troll in the bathroom. Anyway, so I actually went back and watched the Tobey Maguire movies, and I gotta tell you, they're pretty. I honestly, and this might seem crazy, I like all three. I very much enjoy all three. Because if you take it for what it is, it's supposed to be like a campy comedy Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And like, that's what, like, oh my god. So, let me backtrack a little. Yeah, I went back to watch all the trilogy, and after seeing the new like game and its cinematics and stuff, and it did really make me like cherish it. Like, made me really, cherish those older movies. Yeah, for what they did. And then I watched the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, which 2 I had not watched yet because I just did not care. Now, yeah, it is with weird Electro that they did. I keep forgetting.
That Electro, dubstep Electro.
It was okay. I feel like he looked a little too much like Mr. Freeze, but
yeah, a little bit.
But
wrong universe.
But. Yeah, right. But it just confuses me because I don't know like the thought train they were doing with those movies.
Yeah.
Like, they turned Peter from a nerdy cool or from like a nerdy dork guy to a cool sexy kid who's like in love with this like super sexy chick. I mean, I get it. Gwen is supposed to be like a cute girl, but like, listen, don't put Gwen Stacy into movies because her character device is only to die. Like, she is put there to die and turn into like that's it. That's Spider, like, that's it. Yeah. And if you're not going to turn her into Spider-Gwen, why put her in a movie?
Kill her.
That's, like... and so, like, and if you notice...
I really like the part where he, like, shoots out the web, and you see it, like, slowly unfurl, and it's like a little hand.
Oh, it's like a little hand? Yeah. No, believe me.
Like, visually, it was a fun movie.
Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man series is known to be like the best with its cinematics. Like that's the best one. There are like 2 or 3 good scenes in the movie. Don't get me wrong. But if I was to give it like a just a straight out of 5 score, I'd honestly give it like a 1 or a 2. Damn. Just because they took it so far from like Spider-Man. Like it was to the point where it wasn't even like viable as like another Spider-Man like universe. They just tried to take the Peter Parker universe and fucked it up. Like they're trying to do like any one of the villains that was in Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2 would have been perfectly fine if they were the only villains. But the first one tried to fit in like 4 different villains. And like they all had a convoluted plot. And then also they tried to fit in his parents.
What was the first one?
So it was Electro was the second one. I think it was Sandman.
There was like Scorpion?
There was like Sandman, Scorpion, Rhino. Sandman? Yeah. No, Rhino.
They didn't have Rhino showed up at the end of the second movie. They're like, oh, but wait for number 3.
Yeah.
Never came,
oh,
nobody liked them.
It was just so awful, dude. It's like, and then if you watch a lot of people like to say that the good parts of the movie were Peter and Gwen's like romantic like talks, but if you go back and watch it, it's just like a bunch of like 12-year-old high school fucking mumbling that they just sit like I swear they had them ad-lib it because at the time they were dating. Like at the time the movie was filmed, they were dating. So I feel like they just kind of put them in front of a camera and were like, "You guys just hang out. You guys just do you. Like it's so cute. We'll record. It's great." It's like what the. Sorry, we really got like I want to watch that movie with you and like there's 2 other people I want to invite. Just because, like, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 are so just awful, it's funny. And then I want to go back and watch the trilogy again, just because I could watch those over and over.
Yeah, I really liked 1 and 2.
1 and 2 were good.
3 kind of lost me.
Yeah, if you watch them back to back, you don't notice.
Especially the part where Peter turns quote-unquote bad.
Yeah.
And he's, like, fucking dancing down the street like any bad boy would.
Yeah,
just fucking throwing his moves down.
You don't wake up sometimes with a bad bone in your body and feel like you want a pelvic thrust while you know.
Oh, I wake up with a bad bone in my body, but it's not to just strut down
I wake up with a bad bone in my body, but it's usually gone after I pee. No, so like that's the thing. The third one is like really, it's the worst. It's. I mean, it's still good, but it is the worst of the 3. But if you watch them back to back, like I did, you don't notice because they all just mold together.
You excited for the Venom movie?
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited for the Venom movie. Oh, back to the game.
Are they gonna tie that in with like MCU Spider-Man?
I think so. I think that's what they're doing. So as far as
that would be so cool.
As far as I know right now, Marvel Cinematic Universe is just from what I've heard is trying to make like, especially with like Infinity War, they're trying to make their own like new arc. Like a brand new, like, not brand new world, because it does have some of the same, like, factions from, like, different worlds and stuff. But they're, like, trying to do a new revamped story with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Venom's also trying to do that and they're going to tie something in, too.
Okay. Infinity War, I wish they could just tell a fucking concise story. Or, if they're going to, like, leave it as this big cliffhanger, tell me it's part 1. Like, don't fucking beat around the bush. They're just like, no, look, it's Infinity War. It's the big story. It's not. It's like half the big story.
They came out with press releases like months in advance of the movie, saying that it was going to be a 2-parter movie.
Why would I read that?
Just because it's like all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
I mean, like if that's in your social sphere.
No, I mean like I don't.
Like I didn't see anything about it.
Well, your complaint was that they should have said that it was a 2-parter, right?
Well, I mean, like in the title of the movie. Like,
I mean,
it'd just be like Infinity War : something or like Part 1.
I had just known.
I just went
like
in
it was like
that.
Literally said everywhere, like on TV. Like I had heard about it from every friend that like they had just said it was going to be 2 parts. Like they came out before the movie was released. Like when they were announcing the movie, when they were showing trailers, they said this is going to be a 2-parter. I don't know. Like I just assumed it was common knowledge. I think it happens sometimes. That's where the term "have you been living under a rock" came from. Because sometimes you just miss stuff.
I mean that doesn't even apply to our like current.
Hey, I live under a rock. What do you
life anymore?
What do you mean?
No, because like
I go home and slip under my rock every night, dude. You're gonna try to say that?
But everybody sleeps under their rock now. Like it's not a weird thing.
Is that where you were going with that? Because if that's where you were going with that, that was way better than where I went with it.
No, just like like you can live your life like just on the internet looking at everything,
so true.
but still just miss these things.
It's
like,
there was like to use an example from mine that I just noticed about. There was like a good like 2 or 3 games that happened at E3 that were really big. And I didn't know. Like Surge 2. I just found out Surge 2 is coming out, and I was like, wait, that's like one of my favorite games. How did I not know about that? So
wasn't
like,
that like sci-fi Dark Souls or something?
Yeah, it was like sci-fi mech Dark Souls where they had like the power suits, but it wasn't the greatest. It was all right, but the second one, I've watched the trailers and stuff. It looked like they took all the stuff that was bad with the first one and improved on it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. But yeah, dude, that happens. It's weird, huh? How you can find everything at your fingertips but still be lost on everything.
What was your take on Infinity War?
I really liked it. I'm real easy to please when it comes to movies. I am not a critic. The only thing I criticize is when like they try to remake something that's dumb or like.
I always like seeing like a fresh take on things though.
I do for the most part. It just like
even if it's bad.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I'm not hard to please. The only movies I don't super like are something that's like just normal realistic shit that you would see like
a drama.
Yeah, like for example, the biggest example is like cop dramas. Like I don't. If I want to watch like a cop, I'll just like I don't know. Like it's just a thing that I can see in my normal life. Although there is a few that I have seen like real. Like action movies that are like really good.
Oh, okay.
No, there was that one like Final Watch or something like that, or Last Watch. It was the buddy cop movie. That movie fucking got to me. But
or like feel good movies like I'm totally blanking on the name. It was like that Will Smith movie where he's like homeless with his son.
Oh, yeah.
Based on a true story, but like all the important bits were just like fucking changed.
Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, you got it.
That one.
But to even like drive that farther, my least favorite movies to drive it like all the way home. My least favorite movies of all time are horror movies that have to do with things that aren't like supernatural or monstrous in any way. Like, and this might cause a little drama because it causes drama with Raven every time I bring it up. Like no, like.
Well, that's
like
what the
Jason and Freddy and stuff like that. No, Babadook's like an actual demon. Like it's a demon from a. I'm talking about like home invasions and like just crazy people and like I don't get that. I'm just like if something like that were to happen and you were put in a situation like that, most times adrenaline would take over and there would be like something that you would fight or flight. Like it wouldn't be. I don't know. I just can't stand them. Like There is
I can't stand The Purge because, like, psychologically speaking, it's unfounded.
Yeah, right? No one's gonna agree with that, ever. No one's just gonna go, what? Us as a civilization want to spend one day killing?
Like, if people... Like, if people did that, that wouldn't, like, make them less...
Exactly. It's not like it's gonna solve anything.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just like someone wanted to make another bloodbath movie.
Yep. If you're gonna make
the Saw movies did well. So what if we just made people kill each other for like no reason?
See, but the Saw movies had a plot.
Yeah,
like...
I mean for the most part.
No, they're also a little bloodbathy. Well, I mean that's a lot.
They get out there.
If you look at a lot of the honestly, if you cut it down to like, just its bare basics. If you look at a lot of those old horror movies, they're all just like grabs at bloodbaths. But there's like a few there's a few rising like stars of the movie business that did like the same guy did like Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, like it's this one guy, I can't remember his name. Me and Raven were just talking about him, but like I want whatever this dude was on because he was like the leading component of all the fucking horror movies.
Well, it's interesting that you say like you like the supernatural horror movies more.
It's not just supernatural. It's just something that I could see a normal person not being able to handle. Like,
well, because like a lot of those movies, like The Babadook and It Follows, are just like personifications of these like not I don't know about normal, but like not strange. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
commonplace, like ideas.
But the Babadook is also like I mean, it's an old folks tale of an actual person, like a.
Yeah, but the movie kind of turned it into like a personification.
That's
of
called a moral.
I mean,
There's a moral to that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. I just. And, like, to even go deeper to... I don't know why I got on the subject
but yeah,
of horror
no,
movies.
I appreciate that, because I like movies that kind of have a point instead of just like, oh, there's a fucking psycho on the loose.
There's a guy with a gun!
He just happens to kill teens that are having sex, and some... I don't know.
But he got his powers from the devil. Now I'm interested. All right. No, it's like, I don't know. If there's, like, something... If there's, like, a little, like, uniqueness to it, I'm just like... All right, cool. But if it's just the same old, you know, guys break into a house and kill the wife, or like some, you know, like a crazy person gets out of a mental hospital, something like that. I don't know. That's just not my gig.
It's just less compelling as a story.
Although on the other side of the spectrum, I'm very scared of cannibals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're just normal people, but the thought of just a bunch of...
I mean, they're just normal.
No, I mean like
I'm sure there's good people.
No, like if you think about it, like a cannibal's just another human. Like, they're just a human.
Okay.
They just, like... That's what I mean by they're just normal people. Like,
well,
it's just another human.
They're probably
It's
sociopathic at that point.
Yeah, it's the thought of just being surrounded by a bunch of them. And,
Did you hear about this story? This guy in Germany wanted to be eaten. So he paid a guy to come to his house and eat him with him?
What?
Yeah. And so, like... There was this huge debacle in the courts because they're like nothing here is right, but like it's all legally.
We can't persecute
fair.
anything because it's consent. What?
It was fucking wild.
I didn't know something like that could happen.
Yeah, people are weird.
The guy's name is Wes Craven, by the way.
Oh
yeah, Wes Craven. He was on something else.
Of course, we're back to Craven with the fucking swords.
Oh, he also did The Hills Have Eyes. He's just so good. Like. Whatever he was on made him make all of the greatest movies.
Ah, here it is. Found it.
What?
His name is Armin
Hammer.
Meiwes.
Oh, I was close.
Armin
Hammer.
Meiwes. He was a German computer repair technician who achieved international notoriety for killing and eating a voluntary victim who he had found via the internet. After Meiwes and the victim jointly attempted to eat the victim's severed penis, Meiwes killed his victim and proceeded to eat a large amount of his flesh. Because of his acts, Meiwes is also known as the Rottenburg Cannibal or Der Metzgermeister, the Master Butcher. So yeah.
All right.
He had this contract with his victim, voluntary victim, to jointly consume his penis. And then kill him and consume the rest of him.
All right.
Which is like... Okay, I love the internet. The internet is so cool for so many reasons.
How do you come to... Wait.
And...
No, I get that. There's one thing I can't wrap my head around.
What's that?
This whole situation. The one thing is, how does that No. And it's not even the conversation for the cannibal thing. There's specifically... No, there's specifically one... How do you get on the conversation of, well, the first thing I'm going to eat is your penis. You want to join me?
Okay.
Because they both decided to eat the penis first.
Okay.
And then he's like, okay, now you can kill me.
Maybe it's like a sexual thing for him.
Maybe it is a sexual thing.
But on the other hand, it's something that like you could what's the word for it? Where you like wraps.
Oh, you can probably
around it to like stop blood flow.
Yeah, you could clot it so that it doesn't like bleed out.
Like that.
Something that you can easily dismember.
Easy to do that.
You could do it to a finger too. Yeah. Why do you got to start with a dick? Like, come on.
Oh, that's like all bone. Come on.
It's just a glorified finger. Like, come on.
There's so much flesh down there.
That's true. It's probably real chewy.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they found each other.
How does that even? Yeah, like what?
Like, I guess I can't be upset because these two just, like, massively messed up individuals were able to find each other and, like not hurt anybody else.
Yeah, they had, a very delicate meeting on it. Meeting on it. Like,
meeting?
Meeting, You know what else I just found out is a thing? Deep web mystery boxes.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, me and Raven have been watching those. Some of them are really creepy. Most of
I
them
watched
are really
one.
dumb.
It was really dumb.
Most of them are really dumb. Some of them are really creepy.
What was an interesting one?
There was this really so it was just this normal dude, and he's just like a dad. He talks about his kid a lot, and he's got his like friend who's with him, and they're both doing it. And like the first thing they open up is like a child's backpack with like clothes and stuff inside of it, and the backpack's thrashed, and on the bottom it actually says the name of a kid who was taken a few years ago and still isn't found.
Oh dang.
Yeah, so that's why I was like really creeped out by that one, because they still haven't found that kid, and I mean,
yeah, but at the same time you could have made that up.
Yeah, right.
You could have just like bought a backpack at Walmart and then like fucked it up a bit.
That's what makes it creepy, though.
Written a name on the bottom.
Because like you don't know for sure. Because you could always just be like, yeah, no, it's most likely not true. But there's still that part of you that goes, but what if? And that's what makes it creepy, in my opinion. That's why a lot of them are pretty dumb, because you can tell like the boxes that come with like an actual theme, and you can tell that there's something in there, and like the person who made it actually took the time to actually creep someone out, as opposed to the boxes that just have like stuff with fake blood on it, and like, oh man, this thing's kind of scary. It's like you can tell there's a difference. Like 90% of the boxes have a teddy bear that has something inside of it. Like, come on.
It's a book with dicks on every page.
Oh! I didn't know I was gay until now.
Drawn in red Sharpie. Oh! The scariest Sharpie.
See, like the other part that was like weird about that is in one of the other like parts of the backpack there was like a book, and it was from like the 30s or like maybe 60s. It was like how to keep children entertained, like household ways to keep children entertained and stuff like that. And like
had a bunch of like demonic scrawls.
Yeah, some of the kids had like their eyes like severely crossed out and like upside down crosses on them. But it was like usually only like one kid or like two kids, and it was like all throughout the book. It was, I don't know, it's just kind of creepy to think about.
I just feel like I could imagine like some angsty teen just doing that for shits.
Making money though.
Yeah. Did he say how much it was to buy the mystery box?
Some of them were like, yeah, I think that one was like $200 or $300. Some of them are expensive, dude.
He should have gotten an actual kid.
Well, I mean, he should have gotten the kid. The guy who kidnapped him should have just sent him the kid. Yeah. He's like, man, you paid $200, $300. This kid's yours now. Like, Jesus, I don't want him anymore.
I got him for free. This is a net gain for me.
The police just won't leave me alone either.
Finally get this evidence out of my house. Damn,
dude, it just surprises me the amount of things people make on the internet.
The dark web's crazy. You can just buy counterfeit currency.
I'm never, not once ever going there.
You can just like pay $20 and get like a stack of like 50s or 20s. I don't know.
Sweet, awesome.
Yeah, you probably want to do 20s because like I always checked 50s at when I worked at the grocery store.
The best is usually 5s too. No one checks 5s.
No, why the fuck would I check a 5?
Right?
Or a 10? Or I mean 20s. Yeah.
I'll usually always like shuffle through the stack of ones, because I've been told just recently there has been a lot of up spike in fake ones just because no one looks at them.
Yeah. So
like I do pay a little bit more attention when I'm like shuffling through the change someone gives me, but actually I've never found a fake bill before.
I have.
Yeah, my coworker Marco just found one the other day. It was like a straight up 100 too. It's just straight fake 100.
It's usually pretty easy to spot them because you can usually feel like the ridges on the paper.
Yeah, if you, my old boss used to scratch his fingernail on it and he'd hear it, and I do that now too. Like, it's way easy.
Yeah, lazy people.
Yep. Oh my god.
Doing they shit.
Sorry, I just really wanted to talk about Spider-Man. I know that went off to a different thing, but...
you didn't finish. You were, like, still talking about the game.
Like, I just can't. It's, like, all I played. So, like, there's so many suits. There's so many, like...
Dude, yeah. I used to play, like, the older Spider-Man games, and the suits were, like, the best part.
In this one, you don't have to, like, change menus or anything. You just go into the menu and pick your suit, and it changes immediately.
Oh, that's cool.
You could even do it, like, while just, like, swinging through the air and stuff. It's great. There's a photo mode that lets you take selfies with like townspeople. You can walk around just like if you land on the ground and press square as you're walking around, he'll like wave and do finger guns and stuff, and he'll say certain things, and they'll respond back to him. And every once in a while, you'll get a guy. It's usually only guys. I've never seen a girl do it, which kind of makes me a little sad. But you'll get like a little circle around someone that's like kind of walking towards you, and if you get close enough, you can press triangle and you'll high five them. Cool. Or you'll do like some kind of like cool like chest bump or something. Like it's just cool, and like. The funniest thing, if you can get it to work right, is Spider-Man says, he says, don't ask me to do the hand thing. Like, that's just one of his things that he says. And every once in a while, a townsperson will say, hey, Spidey, do the hand thing. And it's, like, great when you get him back to back.
What is he?
The hand thing, you know, the... Oh, it's great. There's just so much little detail into it. Like, I really got to show you it next time you come over, but...
Yeah, maybe
it's
later today.
So good. Plus... The best thing is it's not even done yet because there's still 3 more story DLCs coming out. One of them comes out next month, and I'm so excited for it. And I don't want to spoil.
Do they come with the game?
What?
Do they come with it, or do you have to like buy the?
I think it's a season pass, but I mean I pre-ordered the special edition, so I got like a statue and everything with it. Mm-hmm. But like I don't want to spoil anything, but a certain person becomes bigger, like. As a character towards the end of it, so I'm excited for that.
Is it ginormo?
It's ginormo. I don't mean bigger as in like any type of height, but yes, it is ginormo.
Yes, I fucking love ginormo.
He's my favorite Spider-Man.
I just wish they'd like censor his dong in the comics.
That's where his power comes from, Julian. Why would they censor that? That's like you might as well just
his
chop off Spider-Man's hands,
right? Because that's where he gets his powers from. That would be interesting though. Spider-Man.
You can't just turn that back on me like that.
He's just like
Stump Man.
He's just running up buildings and like jumping a lot. He'd be like Frog Guy at that point.
He turns them into hooves. He's just like
Oh, I wonder, is the rest of him sticky? Or is it just his hands and feet?
I don't know. I feel like
also, how the fuck does that work through the suit?
Magic.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, it's like the best Doc Ock I've ever found, and at the end, like he's still like an asshole, but you almost like you feel for him through the whole thing.
Yeah, he's usually the most like relatable villain.
Honestly, like even in the trilogy, I thought he was just a fucking big dummy dorcas.
Really?
Yeah, he just didn't seem that cool.
He was like really sad.
In like this one, he's like really sad, but also he's really smart. And Peter, like you actually get to see like Peter, like it's said that Peter is like his assistant almost because like that's what he does after he quits the Bugle. But like in this game,
oh yeah, and isn't like J. Jonah Jameson like a radio personality? You know?
He's like one of the highest radio spokesperson. He still works for the Daily Bugle, but he also has a radio show too.
That guy that just got banned from Twitter. And he's got that crazy talk show, InfoWars. He's always going on about like...
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Turn the freaking frogs gay. And...
No, see, because...
Oh, and then he got caught with tranny porn, even though he's like a gay basher.
Isn't that funny?
That's the best.
I can see the connection between him, but the thing about J. Jonah Jameson is he loves his city. Mm-hmm. Like the city, like that city, those townspeople, each and every one of them are super precious to him. He loves them with all of his heart. Like there's times where he stops yelling because like what's funny is it's funny that you bring that up because I forgot about that. He does have a radio show now, and Peter is always tuned to it. So every once in a while, every like 5 or 6 minutes, just a little J. Jonah Jameson will come up in the corner, and you'll get to hear his little spiel for the next minute,
Alex Jones.
Yeah. And, of course, he's always commenting on what you just did in the game. Like, say you did a side mission, he'll comment on that, calling you a menace or something like that. But then there's times where, like, when things get serious, and, like, he stops yelling, and he puts on, like, this really dulcet, like, normal tone, and he just talks to the city, and he talks about how much they stick together and how much he loves each and every... Like, he's just such a great guy. And, like, just... They did everything perfect in this game. Like, I want to cry just thinking about it. Like, there's, like...
It's okay. This is a judgment-free podcast.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you're letting me do this. There is one teensy tiny little problem I have with it. Yeah, the bulge is not big enough. No.
Common complaint.
It could be a little bigger. But so like, and I'm gonna compare this to the Batman series now, the Batman game series, which don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of.
The Batman.
I like Batman. I'm just not a huge fan of the games
Asylum
themselves.
was good.
Arkham Asylum was. I liked the story.
Yeah.
The gameplay still kind of fell through for me. It wasn't like the most interesting. And I know it's a lot like the Spider-Man. I get it. And fucking shoot me now. But and I've talked about this to Richard and a few of my other friends who have also played the game, and this is also their only problem with the game. But comparing it to Batman, the way Batman's combat works is you punch, see someone's about to hit you, and you dodge, and then you punch, right?
Or you like counter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You get that split second to block that person who's attacking you, right? Spider-Man does that too, where you'll punch, Spidey senses, and you choose that to dodge or counter or whatever. You only get to dodge one person, but the difference between Batman and Spider-Man is Batman will somehow make it seem like it works for the flow of battle to send one person at you when they go to attack you. Spider-Man will send every person around you at that moment attack you at the same time. So they'll all go to punch you. So you can dodge just into another punch. Okay. Like you can dodge like a big boy who, if they hit you, will then continue into a 4-hit combo, which will usually hit you every time. Mm-hmm. And even if you dodge that, odds are you're going to dodge right into bullets that are going to half health you or another person's fist. So it's like that kind of ruins the feel because then you just get really pissed and you're like I get that this is something Spider-Man could do, but I'm still just a normal guy playing with a controller. Like, give me a break. Yeah. And yeah, that is that's the smallest thing. Once you get really, really good at it, it stops being a problem because then you're just really, really good at it. But I kind of find it a little, not dumb, but just a little confusing that you have to get really good at it to be really good at it. Like,
I kind of imagine that's how being Spider-Man.
Yeah, and that's what Richard actually said to me after we had this conversation. He was like, the only thing that I think makes up for it is that's exactly how it would be. Because Spider-Man does get jumped on a lot by a bunch of people.
Oh yeah.
Like people are intimidated by Batman. People aren't really intimidated by Spider-Man, even as Spider-Man. People still think he's just this skinny, cocky dude.
Which is weird. You know, Spider-Man's one of the strongest.
Oh yeah,
people.
He got into a fight with like some like crazy villain guy, and it was pretty much outed that Peter's been pulling his punches forever. Yeah. Like he is always pulling his punches because he's as strong as a spider compared to his size.
He's stronger.
Like
I watched. I watched a YouTube video.
Oh yeah. Sure. So you're a master now.
Yeah. Right. No, but like he went through and analyzed like the comics and like he's definitely strong, like more stronger than the like spider proportion comparison. Mm-hmm. Like people say, oh, he has the proportional strength of a spider. No, he has like way more than that.
That's true.
It's insane. Like dude held up a train car.
Oh, he's held up
from
a bunch
like
of shit.
The first movie.
Oh yeah, when the train. Yeah.
Then he held a fucking boat together in Homecoming.
There was one time where he was holding the complete cracked side of a building, and then like a bus of kids together and he's just
he's like people don't want to give him props, but that dude can lift.
There's an arc where he pretty much inherits all the power of the universe, and he's known as Universe Spider-Man.
Okay.
The entire power of all of the cosmos in Spider-Man.
What does that even
He
mean?
loses the power, but it's just like it's like Dr. Manhattan almost.
Okay.
You know how he can just do anything on a moment's notice at a whim, like he can just disassemble atoms and bring them together.
Oh, so
like just full world bending.
Interesting theory about Dr. Manhattan.
His penis isn't actually that small.
Right.
I knew it.
He pulls his penis.
I knew it. I knew.
He's been pulling his penis for years.
If you look at his proportions and look where his nipple is and look at the sun in the sky, it just doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't.
Doesn't add
Especially
up.
if you stare long enough at the sun in the sky.
Right?
You're just like, what the fuck?
Anyway, tell me your theory.
Well, just the general theory is that he's like essentially a fourth dimensional being.
Oh, and he's not even the dude who died. He just takes like. Are you talking? Is that what? Because I've heard that he's like not even really the dude that died anymore. He's just this like extra dimensional being that has taken his spot.
No, it's the guy.
Oh, really?
It's just that when like what happened to Dr. Manhattan is that he like all the universal forces that hold things together, like magnetism and there's like another universal force that just like holds things.
Yeah, like Mother Nature and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. But like he was basically all his atoms just fell apart, but like his consciousness didn't go anywhere. He just had to like learn how to like operate the third dimension from the fourth dimension. So he's basically like an extra dimensional consciousness that just kind of manipulates matter in order to like
what the fuck?
Do things.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
like he's not like a god or anything. He's just like super science.
Super
He's
science
like
man.
Physics guy.
I am science.
Yeah, like he just controls the reality. And speaking of reality, the Infinity Gauntlet is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the Infinity Gauntlet is beholden to its universe? If you take the Infinity Gauntlet to another universe,
It just destroys?
it just doesn't work.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
for real?
it's just powerless.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a tangent.
That was... Yeah, I mean, that's kind of all this show is. Hey, everybody, welcome back to SometimesAPodcast, where we literally just talk about whatever we want and try to stick to a loose basis.
You know how when you walk up to a tree and you see that like stick all the way up at the top that's sticking off of like a branch that's sticking off of another branch, sticking off of a whole different tree that somehow leads back to the same tree? That's his podcast.
That's literally this podcast. I was wondering where you were going with that, and you brought it right back home. That was perfect. I did just watch a full 30-minute video on the Spider-Verse and how Superior Spider-Man recruits all of the other Spider-Men. Do you know who Superior Spider-Man is, by the way?
Gwen Stacy.
No.
Oh.
It's when Doc Ock gets a leg up on Peter Parker and pretty much bets him that he could be a better Spider-Man than Peter ever could.
Really?
And switches bodies with him and leaves Peter to die on the old, dying Doc Ock body. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, and then he becomes Superior Spider-Man.
I did hear about that.
He fails at it, and Peter gets his consciousness back later, but...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Honestly, it takes, like, more than half the arc for Peter to finally get back. And it's only because Doc realized that he does need Peter, in fact, to do this. Because there's, like, this... So there's these enemies called the Inheritors, and they pretty much... They pretty much have this whole prophecy that revolves around the Spider Totem, which is the Spider God that gives all of the Spider-Mans and all their different universes powers. And they pretty much are trying to destroy it. And, it's this insane thing. So Doc Ock pretty much realizes that even with all the help of the Spider-Man, the one Spider-Man that they are all afraid of is the original Peter Parker. And that's the one that Doc took the body of. So he's like, no matter what I do, the only one that's really gonna know what to do is Peter. So he pretty much they end up making a deal. Doc Ock ends up killing himself at the end, but like, yeah, it's really cool. And then like, there's all this other stuff like with Silk and Prowler and like Noir and all these other like cool. I'd recommend looking it up. It's only like a 30-minute video and it's really good.
Yeah,
the guy narrates it really well. His name's like Comic Storian or something like that. Let's switch off of it. Let's go on to a different topic. We're no longer a superhero podcast anymore.
All right, back to Sometimes a Podcast.
Yeah.
It only took 50 minutes.
This episode's pretty much over.
Basically.
Let's just
we'll be quick about it.
Yeah, we'll roll through the end of it.
Well, do you have any other like personal things?
Not really. That's all of my life has been.
Yeah.
Recently as Spider-Man.
Yeah, my life has been a lot of Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah.
It's just like all I do.
That
like I'm
set,
at work.
baby.
I'm at work and I'm looking at cards. I'm not at work and I'm looking at cards. I'm on the toilet and I'm looking at cards.
For everyone who's wondering, I'm laying on Julian's bed and it's currently pretty much covered in cards.
Yep. I just built my bed out of cards because I had so many.
Yep. I haven't been playing Magic, and
we miss you.
It's kind of upsetting me. Well, okay,
we can still play later if you want, because we're heading back to your place.
I might. I changed my availability on Sundays again, so I'll be able to play again. Yeah,
I'm excited.
I didn't realize I would have to change my availability, but like, because I told my manager, I was like,
are you?
Sunday
we
nights
might have
are
wanted
cool.
to change it to like Friday or something, but
oh yeah,
because Randy doesn't like says
Sundays, yes, because he has to open on Mondays. Yeah.
So we're thinking of we can always change that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've basically turned Aminatu into an asshole deck where I just control the board and then just do stupid things that make
Do
me
it.
win.
Whatever
Oh,
you want.
I got Demonic Pact.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
a fun card.
What's that do?
It has 4 options.
Okay.
You have to pick one at a time, but you can pick any of them. And the last option is you lose the game.
Oh.
So you can deal 4 damage and gain 4 life.
Mm-hmm.
Make your opponent discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards, lose the game. So if you have it on the battlefield long enough for 4 turns, you just lose the game at that upkeep.
What?
Unless you give it to someone else.
Yay!
Then you make them lose the game.
How do you give it to someone else?
Without me not to.
Oh, right, because
Yeah.
that's the... Oh, my gosh. That's so mean.
Uh-huh.
I take it back. I don't want to play Magic anymore.
I'll leave it in the...
Why not?
I'll leave it in the backpack.
Oh, my God. That's so
Yeah,
nasty.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah. I still want to try that.
There's just...
That double mill deck.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do a 3-person thing and then just bam bam. What's up, guys? Now you both got 1 card and I got like 30 or something. Hopefully, y'all say Uno.
Other than Magic, I've been hanging out with Michelle.
Yeah,
She's great.
Michelle.
Ooh.
They watched Airplane.
We watched Airplane. That's later.
Airplane's a good movie.
Yeah.
What if it's now?
And
What
then
if
we're
I
going
turn
to
it
see
into now?
Mamma Mia later.
Mamma Mia.
In the theater. The actual theater.
What theater are you going to? Old Globe?
I don't remember.
Oh.
No, it's somewhere up north.
Oh. Wow, fun.
Oh, fancy.
Trip.
Yes. Oh, quite.
Theater.
Well, this podcast is brought to you by a bunch of sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Just so many sponsors.
I think it's so many. It's like 1, 2, 3.
At least 3.
No, it's actually
It's
3.
exactly 3. It's at least exactly 3 sponsors.
Let's get to the first one.
Well, we have our tried and tested Tom sidecars.
Tom Sidecars. You want to talk about Tom Sidecars?
I love talking about Tom sidecars. I ride in them. I ride with them. I use a promo code to buy them.
And what is that promo
I have
code?
too many. My room is actually full. We don't record video for this podcast, but if we did, you would see that my room is just full of sidecars. I wish I had a motorcycle.
Unfortunately, sometimes all we can ask for is a sidecar to our dreams.
Mm-hmm. And you can have your very own sidecar with the promo code I wish I had a motorcycle. And that'll
That's
get
spelled, I wish I had a motorcycle.
and that's gonna get you 24 3/4% off of your final purchase. And that's limited to sidecars.
And that's it. All
That's
right.
it.
What's our next sponsor?
Next sponsor up on the docket, here we have Frederick's Sunglass Depot.
Ooh, Frederick's Sunglass Depot. Now that's one of my favorites. See, I just bought one of their products the other day, and it's great. It's great for when you're out in the sun, and you don't want the sun to get in your eyes, so you go to Frederick's Sunglass Depot.
Right.
And now I know what you're thinking.
I already have sunglasses.
No, not sunglasses. Sunglass.
Sunglass?
Yeah, they sell
Well, you said
sunglasses.
it's for my eyes.
No. Well, yeah, it's for when you're outside and you don't want the sun to
Okay.
get in your eye. Look, they don't sell sunglasses. No, are you confused about this? Listen,
I think I
Frederick,
was.
he's a
Frederick.
good buddy of mine. All right, He sells sunglass.
Now, does he go by Fred or Rick?
It's Frederick. That's
Oh,
his
just-
name.
okay.
First name Fred, last name Rick. Frederick. All right. Now he sells sunglass. Now this is tempered glass that you can put outside on your patio, in your backyard, in your room, and it's tempered glass that makes it so that the sun, when it hits it, it's tinted so it doesn't hurt your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
'cause
If you thought they were sunglasses, you're a fucking idiot.
I feel like an idiot.
Good.
And normally when I look at the sun through my usual glass, it just hurts my eyes. So you're saying with this glass, it's not going to hurt my eyes?
It's not going to hurt your eyes. And if you use promo code IDIOT right now, you can get up to 80%
Now
off.
that's idiot spelled 1D10T.
Sure.
Just, yeah.
You can get up to 90% off right now. It'd probably only be 10%, but it's up to 90.
Up to, wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal. You got to get
Could
lucky.
be.
Oh, man. And then, as always, we got Sneed.
Yeah, Sneed's been they've been stepping up the game lately.
Have they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
their recent robotics line is getting pretty out there.
Look, there's
They've
one of
already
them
got 5 probes on the moon.
There's one of those robots that keeps calling me Jerkface, and I'm not really into it.
Well, that's the Jerkface robot.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah, that's a subscription service.
I might
Did you accidentally sign up for the Jerkface subscription?
I might have.
You're supposed to sign up other people for that.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Let me ask you though, have you been noticing anything like now? Like, no, don't get me wrong, but anything like weird about Sneed?
About Sneed in particular?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've noticed that they're like watching over me.
What? Like,
is that weird?
I mean, that's what I was like asking about.
I assume they're just trying to like keep me safe, you know?
I don't like it.
I mean, we're sponsored by them, so
Yeah, we're sponsored by them, but we're also
probably
sponsored by
wanna keep
Tom's
us safe.
Sidecars, and he doesn't knock on my door every morning. Well, I mean, he does, but that's
just because he lives down the
because
street.
he drives me to work.
Drives you to work.
Yeah, in the sidecar.
What a nice guy.
He's a wonderful man. But yeah, no, there has been a big van, and it's not like they're even trying to hide it. It just says Sneed on the side.
Yeah.
That's been following me everywhere I go.
I don't know. It kind of gives me like that Big Brother feel.
I don't.
Not like the TV show Big Brother, or like
Oh yeah, because that's a good one.
or like a government like that just keeps too tight an eye on you, Big Brother. But like if I had a Big Brother, I want him to follow me in a van.
See, I did have a big brother, and that's not what he did.
No,
he did
Am I
not
being
follow
that
me in a
wrong?
van literally everywhere. I'm not even sure the person who follows me is human, because as far as I'm concerned, they park at my house at every hour of the night and never leave, and also follow me everywhere I go. If you're cool with that, that's fine. I'm not.
Are you? You're not okay with that?
I'm super not. I might have to rethink this whole Sneed thing, but I mean, if you're listen, we'll keep him around for one more week. We'll see if we're still
we'll see how it goes.
if we're still interested. So that being said, Sneed, thank you for your money and your time and your
patronage.
Your patronage, your just sheer belief
and
in
your
us.
Sweet white van that follows us everywhere.
Your less than sweet white van that does follow us everywhere.
You know, maybe they're there to give you a ride if you need it. Maybe you should ask them for a ride next time.
I already have a ride from Tom, dude.
But Tom isn't there to watch you at every hour of the day.
Shit. That's
Unless
true.
he is. Is there something
No,
you need to tell
he
me
usually
about
gets
Tom?
he gets real sidetracked with canasta.
He gets pretty sleepy around 1 p.m.
Yeah.
He just goes home.
All that canasta and booze, he just gets all tired. I'm surprised he's still in the
Tom.
business, but
So thank you, sponsors.
thank you, sponsors.
I watched Airplane recently.
Oh, Airplane, tell me about that.
Well, not really about Airplane, but Leslie Nielsen.
What do you think about the titties halfway through the movie?
I don't understand what we did as a country to get to a point where we can't have titties in a PG-13 movie.
Right? Like, Airplane did it just in the middle of nowhere while
it's
everyone was
just-
screaming.
Well, they even did it on, like, I think one of the pilots. He was, like, looking through some magazines, and there were a lot of, like, lewd magazines with...
Dude, yeah, what happened? Why can't we have boobs now? Boobs are
fucking
normal.
America. I don't know.
This is America.
Yeah, this is America.
When he sells guns underneath the freeway entrance to Childish Gumby, because this is America. That's another...
That was so good.
Dude, I pissed my pants at Childish Gumby, dude.
I was really hoping you saw that.
Anyway.
But yeah, like, just our society's fucking...
We don't want boobs, man.
over and undersexed.
And undersexed.
Like, we're just not at the right amount.
We're not.
And nobody wants to, like, try to fix that.
We have too much sex that we need to censor it, but we don't have enough sex that we're all too strung up and
Yeah, well, I think it's like people think there's too much, or that, like, people can't handle all the sex.
You can't handle the sex.
You can't handle the sex. If we just show titties, men are just gonna go fucking hog wild.
Men are
theaters. And they're just gonna start ripping tops off of ladies.
And they're just gonna start fucking touching themselves.
Yeah.
And licking dudes.
And licking dudes and licking butts and touching squirrels in inappropriate places.
It's gonna be like Pee-wee all over again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But
I can see that.
I'm glad they censor a nipple.
Yeah, right.
Fucking fucks.
Look, I'd be fine if they censored, boobs and stuff, but at least show me some more bare butt. Like, come on.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a bare butt. Like, you see that on a baby, like, every day. Like, come on.
Do you see that on a baby every day? Oh,
What?
you live with babies, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Living with Babies would be a good sitcom. Where they're
Living
like
with Babies
little
is the name of my new
adult babies.
band.
Living with Babies. Fuck, that's good.
Oh.
But Leslie Nielsen, he's so fucking good. Anything that he's in, I recommend going to watch. Airplane,
Top Gun.
Naked Gun, Top Gun.
I know. I was hoping you would catch me on that. I was hoping you would go, yeah, Top Gun, because then I was gonna go off on because I was hoping you would get Naked Gun and Top Gun. Oh man, I wasn't ready for that. I was gonna go off on a full on bit, like going, yeah, you know the movies in Top Gun where they're all like. Oh man. Anyway.
Police Squad.
Police Squad is good.
Other funny movies
Leslie
from that era. Yeah.
movies.
Anyways, I miss that guy.
Did he die?
I think so.
Oh shit! I don't think I paid attention.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty old, so
I mean,
it happens.
It does happen, yeah. Man, I miss the movies from back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like Police Academy, dude.
Star Wars. When are they gonna make a new Star Wars?
Right?
I mean, like, come on. It's been decades.
It's been like a few months. Man, they're really slacking there.
And then we have something new coming up that we're gonna call Story Time.
Ooh, story time!
Story Time.
Because if you guys didn't notice, this is a actual duo episode where it's just me and Julian today.
It's a dichotomy of an episode.
It's a dichotomy of an episode. That's today's word.
It's either us or Shane. I mean, me or Shane.
Oh.
Whoops.
Is there something you've been meaning to tell me?
No, I'm not
Are you a shared conscious?
I'm not being possessed. I mean...
I knew you were a hive mind.
Okay, you got me. I'm a sliver.
I knew it.
Dude, okay, fucking Jason made a sliver deck.
Yeah.
I hate the fuck out of it.
I bet.
It's so stupid. Like you just have to play crowd control on him, and then anybody else that's in the game is just fucking freewheeling it. Cause you're like, well, he could just come out of nowhere and kill me.
Yeah.
Literally one attack.
I feel it, man.
Cause he has the infect sliver and the double strike sliver.
Nice.
And then his commander already deals 6 or 7 damage. So you get either one of those out or both of them. If you get both of them out, that's game.
They're just screwed.
Yep. So yeah, that's it's kind of fun because then it's ooh, boss mode.
Yeah, right. It's how am I gonna take you down?
Yeah. Okay, but back to story time. This week's story is titled "The Haunted Princess,"
Ooh.
and the way that story time works is we're going to be creating sentences cooperatively by each saying a word and then passing the sentence back and forth until we finally have a sentence or multiple sentences and then a storyline to go along with it. So, this is going to be our first try, and we might just edit it out.
It might just...
And then make a new
you
one.
might never hear it.
You might never hear this. Or you might hear it at the end of the episode and be like, huh, that's where that went.
Yep. So who's going to start?
Let's flip a thing.
I already know what word I'm starting with.
Flip a card.
Heads.
You got heads.
Nice. Once
There
was
a
girl
who
was
not
normal. Period.
she
Gave
birth
to
5
chickens.
period.
They
Weren't
the
tastiest,
chickens.
but
They
were
awesome
at
baseball.
and
Witchcraft. Period.
period.
I'm sorry. All right.
The
Girl
took
the
chickens
away
from
baseball
and
made
them
focus
their
magic
energies
on
creating
sustainable
basic
electrics
for
the
citizens
of
Calaria.
period. I was so hoping you would say Townsville.
Oh man, I should have said Townsville.
Oh man. But this is a new sentence.
Okay.
Starting with the word but. Fuck
But.
you, grammar Nazis. But
When
the
chickens
tried
to
clone
their
mom
with
dark
culinary
dark I'm gonna make this pasta, but I'm gonna make it with death. Sorry.
That's what that long pause was for. I just couldn't fucking remember the word culinary.
No, it's good. Okay, dark culinary expertise. Period.
Wait,
Yep.
what did we say?
They try to clone their mom with dark culinary expertise.
Armies
Of
the
underworld
came
up
to
destroy
the
chickens.
period.
Yeah. I wanted to say falafel industries so bad. Those demons, they really wanted to come up, just take a real bite out of that falafel industry. Too long, says Lucifer. Too long they've been at it.
Too long have we lived in a world where such a word as falafel exists.
Oh, man.
It's falafel.
Well, I think that's it. The late...
But when they tried to do that, they just... And then cliffhanger? Are we going to continue it next
when
week?
they tried to do it, they died. They all just died. And then the...
Well, we just said
okay.
the armies of the underworld came for the chickens.
Came to
We don't know
destroy
what
the
happened
chickens.
next. Cliffhanger!
Oh, cliffhanger. We'll finish story time to find out what happens to the chickens next episode.
Next time.
All right. So to recap the story,
We got some weird chick.
she was super not normal,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave birth to 5 chickens
5 chickens.
that weren't the tastiest.
Don't want to eat them.
They super
But
don't
they
eat
were
them.
really good.
They were really good at what? What were they good at?
Witchcraft.
And baseball.
And baseball. I think more importantly, baseball.
More importantly, baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Baseball. And being so good at witchcraft and also baseball, they try to clone their mom
Mm-hmm. For reasons unknown.
for reasons unknown yet. But when they did, demons were like, "Fuck that," and they came up and tried to destroy them,
Mhm.
or did destroy
Well,
them. I
They
guess.
came up to try to destroy the chickens.
So we'll find out
So-
what happens
Next time
on story time.
Next time on story time, we're gonna find out more about those chickens.
Dude,
I hope they go pro.
I do too.
That's like a whole baseball team right there.
Maybe we should bring in another
don't
voice
play
for
baseball.
the demons. Next story time.
All right.
I think it's about time we start
It's
doing our wrap
probably
ups, right?
a good idea that we end this here.
Oh my gosh! This is one of my most fun episodes we've done so far.
This is a good one.
Oh,
It was,
story time.
Well, we are on Twitter at SometimesAPod. I'm on Twitter at Foosrodont.
Yeah, that's what you are.
I think I'm still that.
I'm pretty sure that's
I
what
think
you
I
are.
changed my name to like Mox Jewels or something.
No, you. Yeah, I think you did. Or
I changed it to like 10,000 Emerald Jewels.
10,000 Emerald Jewels.
And then
I liked that one a lot.
I think I changed it to Mox Jewels.
Dang. So, because I was gonna say I don't use Twitter a whole lot, and I still see you every once in a while, and that's what I'm still used to seeing, so I think it is still that.
Mm,
But I don't know. I am not on Twitter.
Not on
Do
Twitter,
not find me
usually.
on Twitter.
He's on Tumblr.
I'm on Tumblr though.
If you want to tumble at him
Yeah, at the Clever Domo.
or tumble around him.
I tumble around me.
I'm on Tumblr, kind of. Otherwise, you can reach us at on our email at sometimesapodcast@gmail.com.
Wow, are you sure about that? You didn't really sound like you were too sure about that.
Maybe,
All right,
but I'm not gonna fact check it.
neither am I.
We're also on YouTube, where maybe you're listening to this, and we're on iTunes. If you leave us a review, we'll read it
If it's a 5-star review, I'll read anything it says, no matter what.
on the pod.
Yeah, literally on the pod. You could write, Shane is the biggest, dumbest loser I've ever met in my entire life, and my name is Julian Wilson, and I would still read it on the podcast because you left a 5-star review. Yep.
So go leave those reviews. Go send in some. Please like and subscribe
And
to
smash
my
that like
butt.
button. Without further ado, this has been Sometimes a Podcast.
And other times, it's an inner tube that you just sat in, and it's nice and cold.
And then other times, it's still a Spider-Man podcast, baby. I'm out of here. Anywhere that'll fit, really. That's how I get high. Eating beans.
Yeah, eating beans. Fortunately, you don't have to buy gas the entire next week because you'll just be full of it. Unfortunately,
You'll be full of beans.
it will be full of beans. Do you want to do the haunted princess?
What's the fuck? What? Yes, every time I want to. And brutally put their fingers up my butt.
I'm sure they'd be very polite about it. Oh, excuse me.
No,
I'm just going to slide my fingers right in, and there it is.
No, I asked them if they could. It's
Get
cool.
knocked up
I only
a few
get
times.
waterboarded for like 20 minutes.
Say your name.
Tina.
Your name's Tina. How long were you gonna wait to tell me? Why were you just letting me say Julian this whole time? No, I wanted this to be. I wanted this to be just as a surprise to you as it is to everybody else. You gotta work. You gotta work it out with them.
I mean, if you're not gonna finish 3 times, then I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation just so I can play.
Listen, with the crying and the cum, I wasn't sure what fluid was what. All right.
Actually, I think I signed you up for that.
Oh
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
'Cause you're a jerk face.
Oh, I knew it.
Chauncey, bring me my
My seltzer
my
water.
gilded Dalmatians.
You're gilded down. Oh my god.
Bring me Chauncey.
Chauncey, bring me my golden crusted ladle so that I may drink from it. Chauncey, bring me a big brute. I want his name to be Gorfin or something. I want him to really power me over.
Chauncey, bring me a bed that's driven by dogs. I
That
want to
sounds
ride
dope.
I want to ride a bed with dogs underneath.
Yes.
Chauncey.
I don't want it to be pulled by dogs. I want to be resting on top of the dogs as they walk. I want it to feel like a waterbed, even though I'm not on a waterbed. What's our next fucking bit?
Oh, this is Chauncey.
This
Chauncey! Come stretch my toes for me, Chauncey.
Oh, yes, the mysteries.
I just assume that it's Tom, the guy you used to live with. Him, and he's making sidecars.
Oh, man, now that's all I think now, too. Oh, good. Great. No, I didn't. Because I remember when we came up with the bit, I just said the first name that came to my mind.
Uh-huh.
And it was Tom. Tom Sidecars. Oh, my God, it's Tom. It's his side
It's always
business.
been Tom.